Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome in. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. This is just my makeup model for today, and I wanted to just do my signature glam. Here I'm just swatching a few colors of foundation since I've never done her makeup before, just to make sure I get the right color for her. I did try 3 colors. I cannot remember what colors I swatched on her, but the foundation that I am using is going to be the Maybelline FitMe Matte and Poreless Foundation. Now, when I did swatch these, I was thinking that the first one was perfect, but as soon as I turned around, it did start to oxidize, and it was a little too neutral, so I ended up going with the second one. Now, I did start my skin prep. I had already moisturized her face with the matte moisturizing cream, and now I'm just going in with some Fix Plus just to lock in any moisture. I also like to use this as like a first layer of priming because the Fix Plus is really good as something for complexion products to sit on top of, and it also helps with the longevity of the makeup. I did follow behind that with another primer. And I will have all of the products listed down below in the description box. Some of the colors, like I said, I do not remember. But if you have a question on a specific color that I may have used or a specific product that you don't see listed in the description box, just comment and I'll try to get back to you and give you specifics on that product that I used. Now I'm just making sure that all of the primer that I use is put into her skin, that I didn't leave anything just randomly placed on her face at all before I begin applying all the complexion products. I do like to do foundation first because I feel like it's faster, but of course it does not mean you have to do your foundation first. This is just what I prefer to do. Now this is me just going in with that color that I swatched on her face earlier. This is that second color. It is a little warmer than I would use on her as far as undertones go. But once I do the concealer, which I will be doing like a bright under eye, it'll all work and meld into each other. So I really just place it all over the face just to make sure that I can just go ahead and begin blending. And I don't have any of the brushes listed that I used in this video, but if you want to know what brushes that I use for each step, just also comment that down below and I can definitely let you know what brush I use. Now this is the placement that I have put all the products. So this is the contour, or like the bronzing, and this is also the concealer. And I do like to blend out the contour first because I feel like that it allows for everything to blend a little bit smoother, considering like it's darker against that lighter concealer. And I just go in with Fix Plus one more time. That will also help me with the blending process. I won't talk a lot throughout this video. I will just speak before each process just to give you an idea of what exactly I'm doing. But for the most part, just keep watching. Now that I've blended out all the places that I put the contour, I'm going to start blending out the concealer. As I'm blending it out, you should see that it does help blend the contour a little bit better against the lightness of the concealer along with like the warmth of the foundation. This is not always the case as far as undertones go and colors go, but as far as steps and process, I do like to blend the contour first because sometimes it can appear harsh because it is going to be darker than the client's skin tone. So I feel like when you blend that lighter concealer against it, it helps it blend a little seamlessly and appear more natural. This is the point where I stopped the blending and I began to set her face with my pressed powders. As you can see, that line is kind of diminished a little bit with that concealer when I put them together. And I'm just going to go in and start making sure I'm blending out everything before I go in directly with my powder, because once I apply the powder, that's what's going to start the setting process of the makeup. It's really important to make sure you go in areas that you experience a lot of creasing. That's going to be under the eyes and sometimes around the mouth area where you're going to experience creasing and also around the nose. If you try to set those areas and they're creased already, you're going to be left with the creasing to begin with, and it's just going to make it worse as time goes by. So you just want to make sure that you actually blend the area back out so it'll look how you want before you go into setting it. This is how it ended up looking after I had set everything with a pressed powder. Now I'm going to go in and set that contour with another pressed powder. This is the Camo pressed powder, and I was stuck between these two, so I just played around with the light and then looking at her face in comparison to make sure that I got the right color, and I did end up going with the lighter one to contour with. I do like to take my time with this process while using a fluffy brush. I just take that around the perimeter of the face just to shape it out and also just to bring the entire look together. After I'm satisfied with the bronzer placement, I do go back under the eye and everywhere that I set with a loose, bright powder, just to brighten those areas and start the baking process. Now I'm just going to go in with my blush. I'm using the same brush that I used to apply the bronzer, and I'm going right a little bit above that bronzer with that blush. After I'm doing that, that's when I begin to do my brows. I take my time with this and just follow the shape of the brow. I typically do not touch the top part of the brow. I just focus on the under the brow in that area, and then the tail area, if I do touch the top part, it's just to get that arch precise to the point where there's even on both sides. Now I did go back and clean them up with the same concealer that I used on the rest of her face. And I also applied the same bronzer to her lids just for a pop of color on her lids as well. And I didn't get to record all the steps, including the lip, but I just lined her lips with a brown lip liner and just applied the matte lipstick. Here, I just wanted her to see how the matte looked, but I did want to photograph and film both matte and glossy. Now, initially, I wanted to apply a clear gloss, but I forgot it, so I ended up just using the closest thing to clear that I had, which did have like a slight pink undertone to it, so it did affect the color a little bit, but I would recommend just using a clear gloss. And this is the finished look. If you made it this far, thank you for watching all the way to the very end. I hope y'all enjoyed this look. If you have any questions, just make sure to ask me down in the comments. And I hope to see y'all in the next look. This is just more close-up views so you can really see the material. Everything is blended completely. Everything looks natural, but it's still giving that sultry done up look. But make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and share. Bye.